okay? If you're finding the inverse of a relation, what do you do? Matt?
Switch equal coordinates.
You just switch the x and y coordinates. So we're going to switch -5 to 13 and then 13 to -5 and just keep going. So we're going to switch all those x and y coordinates and rewrite them. That's all we do for 6. Now 7, you're going to use the 4-step process. Okay, so 7, if you're finding, can I take this off the screen? Okay. If you're finding the inverse of the function and you're given it as a function, so f of x equals -2x plus 7, what is our first step? Change f of x to y. Now, if we already had y equals -2x plus 7, we just wouldn't do that step. Okay, then the second step. Josh?
Right. X, it's just variables?
Yes, switch the variables. So x equals -2y plus 7. Okay, third step. Gordon?
Solve for y.
Solve for y. So we need to cancel out everything on the side with the y. We subtract our 7 first. And then we have x minus 7 equals -2y. And we have to divide out everything. Okay, this is what I kept seeing on the Kahoot today. You want to divide everything. So the x divided by -2, which actually is going to be -1/2 x is what that means. And then you have a -7 over a -2, which actually becomes positive 7 over 2. And that equals y. And then our last step, which we haven't done much with because we've been using the computer, what do we need to do for our last step? Yash?
I have a question.
Okay.
So you see the 1/2, the -1/2?
This? Yeah.
Yeah. So why is the 2 positive?
It's not necessarily that the 2 is positive, it's that the whole value is negative. So it doesn't matter which place you put the negative sign as long as it's only one negative sign. Yeah.
So the next step you would do is to put change y for f -1x.
Okay, yes. To be properly written as an inverse function, we put f to the -1x as y. But that's the only switch we make. Okay? So this would be our final answer. Really, this is correct. It's just not written in function notation. That's why. Yeah.
Instead of putting like 7 over 2, we just do 3.5.
You can do 3.5, but what I say for decimals is if it gets to a decimal where you would have to round it, just leave it as a fraction simplified. Okay? So we're going to, okay. What I think I want to do, since I did this with the other 2 classes anyway, is I'm going to postpone the quiz until Tuesday. Okay? So we're going to finish this up, including the video. I'll add